Designed with the ounce-counting backpacker, hiker, and traveler in mind, the LEKI Micro Vario Carbon Lady trekking poles are the perfect option for anyone who wants to move fast and light in the outdoors and is looking for a compact trekking pole. First thing that stands out to me about these Micro Vario poles is the way they collapse down. So these aren't traditional telescoping trekking poles where the shaft sections go into one another. They actually collapse down, and that is due to a central cord that runs through the trekking poles. This really cuts down on weight because the shaft sections can be shorter in length. The first step in setting up these Micro Vario poles is to attach the shaft sections to one another. And they remind me of tent poles, the way they're designed, where you have a little bit of overlapping and they go into each other like that. Once they're set up, they're very stable and strong. So that's the first step. The second step is to tension that central cord that goes through the poles, and that is achieved by pulling apart the top two sections of this trekking pole. So what you'll need to do, I normally put one of my hands above the lock here and my other hand below this silver part, and you pull them apart. The first time you do it, you may have to pull a little bit harder than you think you should, but basically what this is doing is pulling them apart far enough for the button inside to expose itself and make that positive click. So you just pull them apart until you hear that click. And like I said, it does take a little bit of force just to get it there, but once it's all set up, this is a very stable pole. This is an adjustable pole, so that adds a lot of value. You're able to make minor adjustments if you need to, and also really dial in the fit of these poles to fit your stride. So the way you adjust the poles is with LEKI's Speed Lock. The speed locks couldn't be any easier to use. All you have to do is open that up with your thumb, adjust it to your preferred height, and then close that lever. This lever isn't hard to open. It doesn't require a lot of hand strength or a lot of force to open and close it, but once it is closed, it's very secure. You don't have to worry about your trekking pole shifting or moving on you. Moving up to the top, you have really nice LEKI ergonomic thermo grips here, and these are foam grips. The thing I love about foam so much is when you're in warmer temperatures and your hands are perspiring, this material really wicks away sweat, and it also works well in cold conditions because you don't feel the cold through these thermal grips. They also work really well with gloves. So really ergonomic shaping there on the Ergon grips, and then you have an extension below that grip. So if you are on uneven terrain and just want to grip the pole at a different spot, it makes it really easy to do that. And then at the top of the pole, you have an egg-shaped top. There's also some dimpling there, so that enables you to palm the top of the pole as well. There's a really soft woven strap here on the grip, and it's really easy to adjust. All you have to do is pull up on the top part of the strap. You adjust the pole, or you adjust the strap from underneath, and then pull that closed. And this is just going to take strain off of your wrists as you're hiking with the pole. It's a really nice feature. So all in all, really nice grip and really ergonomic grip for the collapsible nature of these poles. The shaft sections are constructed of carbon, which is a very lightweight but also very stable and strong material. So it brings the weight of these poles down a little bit lighter weight than aluminum. LEKI backs their carbon trekking poles for 1 year. So the shaft sections here are backed by their guarantee from breakage for 1 year. So it's a nice guarantee on this lightweight material. Moving down to the tip, you have LEKI's Carbide Flex Tips. And this is a piece of the pole that protects the shaft sections. So this tip is meant to bend and flex before the actual shaft section of the pole would bend or flex, and that provides a lot of protection here. This is a press fit tip, so you can replace it after years of use. You can replace that tip, and the carbide end at the bottom is very durable. It gives you a lot of traction on trails and dirt. And then above that, you have just a standard narrow diameter basket. You can take this basket off if you're using it in the winter and replace it with a winter basket. When you want to collapse the poles down, it's very easy. What I normally do is I just open that lock and I put it all the way down to the bottom till you can't adjust it down anymore. And then I find the button there. I pull the two top sections apart a little bit just so I can get a thumb on that button, and then you can collapse the poles down. Collapse each section down and you have a very small pack size. So this makes them great for travel. If you're traveling, you can just throw them in your bag or your pack, and they're so lightweight that you don't notice them when you're not using them, but if you do need them to provide more stability, they're very handy. These are great for ounce counting backpackers who are looking for more stability when they're out on a trail carrying a heavy pack. And these are just a great fully featured pole that offers a very ergonomic grip. You have that locking mechanism that allows you to change the size of the poles, and with LEKI's high quality carbon shafts, you're getting a lot of pole for a very small pack size. They are the LEKI Micro Vario Carbon Lady Trekking Poles.